No sound. No sound.
We can hear music occasionally, but not you.
Hold, I'm back. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Testing. Mic check. I think we're here. We're here, baby. We're here and we're queer. Are we good? Are we good now? Okay, make sure we're good on all them. Okay. So what I was saying is I wanted to talk about Emmanuel missing baby because there's a lot of details, a lot of rumors, a lot of unconfirmed stuff, some confirmed, a lot of unconfirmed. Everybody's wondering what's going on. The parents, they're saying they looked up. The mother refused to do a polygraph. There's trace of blood that was found supposedly by canines, but they didn't say who the blood belonged to or how much blood. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So I figured let's go through some of the details. Let's update the story a bit. And let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of things here. So let's do this. Let's start with the timeline. So I want to go into the timeline a bit. There's this great article from crimetimelinescom. So let's do the timeline first, and then we'll get into some of these details. Can't really fix this here. What? She's not the birth mother? What are you talking about? What? On Thursday, August 14, 7:47 p.m., deputies from Yucaipa, I forgot how they say that, were dispatched to a retail business after Rebecca Haro reported that while she was stood outside her vehicle changing her child's diaper, she was physically assaulted by an unknown male. Okay, we all know that. And rendered unconscious. She woke up. Her 7-month-old infant was gone. And so he's still missing, hasn't been located. August 14, 2025, 5:30 p.m. Family meets Jake's ex and her boyfriend at the park. Okay? Jake is the father of the kid. Family meets Jake's ex and her boyfriend at the park. 5:30. At 6 p.m., football game practice. Okay? At 7 p.m., Rebecca leaves the park to buy a mouth guard at a nearby store. At 7:30, Rebecca arrives at the store. Source, maybe we'll take a look at the sources too after. She says she smelled a dirty diaper, started to change it, then recounts different versions of what happened next. The stories change, I guess. Someone said Hola. She either did turn, or only saw white. I remember her saying the white thing. Claims she was struck in the head, blacked out, woke up with a black eye, and Emmanuel was gone. She ran into Big Five Sporting Goods. Over here we have Big Lots. I guess out there in Cali, maybe Big Five Sporting Goods. I don't know what that is. Asking if anyone saw her baby or someone with a baby, returned to her vehicle to retrieve her phone and called 911. 7:41, police are called. So, okay, 7:30, she arrives at the store to change the diaper. She gets knocked out unconscious. About 11 minutes later, I guess, police are called. 7:47, deputies were dispatched to the retail business after Rebecca reported that while she stood outside her vehicle, she was knocked unconscious. 8 p.m., Jake realizes Rebecca hasn't returned. He calls her, learns what happened. I thought this was weird too, because the only thing with that is like, okay, your kid's missing. Yes, call the cops. And the next person, some people might even tell their significant other first, but yeah, call the cops and then a text or something. Hey, the baby's missing. Oh my God. Anyway, 8 o'clock, Jake realizes Rebecca hasn't returned. About 30 minutes later, he calls her, learns what happened, gets a ride to Big Five with his ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend. None of these people got cars. I guess not. Lord Almighty. Okay, so nobody got a car but one person, I guess. Maybe they went in one car. Maybe they took a car together. I don't know. Okay, so they gets a ride to Big Five with his ex-girlfriend, her boyfriend, and at least 4 kids. Source interview. Okay. And if you guys could help me out, please help me out with the like button. Share this video out. People on YouTube and Facebook, TikTok. Let me. I'm gonna share my own video too. Hold on 1 second. While we get into the details, we're gonna talk about the lights at the intersections. We're gonna talk about the black and blue. We're gonna talk about the blood, everything. Okay. All right, I shared it out. All right, so police are called. Okay, 8 p.m. Jake realizes they'll get a ride over there. August 15th. So this was all August 14th. August 15th, 2025, 1:30 a.m. Police update the investigation. He was last seen wearing black Nike onesie. He weighs about 21 pounds, approximately 24 inches. Has brown hair, brown eyes, and is cross-eyed. Rebecca said they had been in Yucaipa, I think, at a football stadium with her children who play youth football. She said she had to go to the Big Five store to buy a mouth guard for her stepson. When she arrived in the parking lot, she said she realized the baby's diaper needed to be changed, and so she laid him down in the back. We know that whole thing. And then yesterday, too, was the whole thing of, let's see if they have it here. They've been trying to locate the victim. And yesterday, the big update was during the interviews with Rebecca, she was confronted about her inconsistencies, and she declined to go further with the interview, and that kind of shut everything down. Also, let me pull this other clip up real quick before we get to the next stuff. I want to play the sister, Jake Haro's sister, real quick, too. I want to watch it one more time before we get to the next thing. Here it is. This is the father's sister giving an explanation.
You may know about what's going on. He was abducted last night in front of the Big Five. Now, there are stories going around that some of you have fabricated. And I'm just on here just to tell you guys what transpired. So my sister-in-law and my brother, they were at my older nephew's football practice, and he needed a new mouth guard. So instead of taking everybody, my sister-in-law opted to go, and she only took the baby, which is Emmanuel. And when she got there, she realized the baby had went to the bathroom in his diaper. So, as any mom would, which is crazy because a lot of you women are judging her for even changing a baby's diaper in the car, which is mind-boggling, because if there's no bathroom, you're gonna do what you have to do to take care of your child one way or another. She's a great mother, so everything you guys are saying about her, first of all, you don't know her, and show some compassion. Like, she just
maybe the parents are telling the truth. Maybe the baby did get taken.
Had her son taken.
I don't understand the inconsistencies. I don't understand that.
And also, back to what I was saying, so she realized that he had went to the bathroom on himself. Of course, he's a baby. And she laid him down in the back. Her back was turned.
Y'all, more and more
she was about to change him. She was getting everything prepared. And she felt like a tap on her shoulder. She turned around and all she heard was Hola. And before she could even before she could even see this person, acknowledge this person, whatever the case may be, he socked her in the face, and she ended up blacking out. He knocked her out, and she fell to the floor. And
she deleted the
next
video.
thing you know, as she came to,
no.
she woke up. She was looking around for the baby. The baby was gone. She started panicking, screaming, crying. She called the police. She ran into Big 5 to see if they had cameras outside or if anybody had witnessed anything. And nobody apparently didn't see anything. And then there's no cameras outside. However, we're so baffled because how are there no cameras outside? Like, in cases like this, like, what are people supposed to do? Sorry. So after that, my brother told me that he had realized that his wife wasn't back because by that time it was already 8 o'clock and she had left around 7. And he said that he ended up calling her, and she picked up the phone and she was hysterical and he couldn't even understand her. So the police had took the phone from her and told my brother what had transpired. And he had his ex-wife there because, you know, they had a son together. And his ex-wife and her boyfriend ended up driving my brother to Big 5. And ever since then, we've been looking for Emmanuel. We've been giving out flyers. People came out, prayed for us, prayed for Emmanuel. It's been a very hard time for our family. I haven't slept. My brother hasn't slept. We just want him back. And there is a lot of discussion on whether my nephew is special needs. He is late in development, but as far as we know, the doctors say that he's in great health. He's fine. He just has a lazy eye, and that made him more beautiful than anybody I knew, because I loved him so much. It didn't matter what he looked like. And I know he's gonna come back to us, and with your continued prayers and your you uplifting us, I know he'll come back. And whoever took him here, I can't even say what you are on this app, but just give him back.
Okay, so that was, I showed it earlier today on a different stream, and I also posted it on the Clips channel, and we got the timeline. And so, okay, so more details. So the thing yesterday, the inconsistencies, unable to rule out foul play, the timeline. And so now too, they're saying that, and this comes from the grandmother, the source, that Rebecca was asked to take a lie detector test, but her husband refused to do so until they hired a lawyer. So, I don't know, like the lawyer thing, I understand. People stereotypically, oh, they hired a lawyer. That I understand a lawyer, but I still don't understand, like, not cooperating, to find your kid, not going to talk, and then no lie detector test. I don't know what they're worried about, Court records show that Jake has a criminal record, and we've talked about that as well. And let's see here. This other thing, this is the blood things for multiple people.
In the beautiful city of Cabazon, we were on the hunt for Emmanuel Haro, the 7-month-old infant who came up missing from the arms of the mother at the Big 5 in Yucaipa, where police allegedly discovered some sort of blood on the... How you doing? Shout out to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department for, you know, making sure that we are in fact okay. Getting back to our story, we have reached information that quite possibly sheriff's deputies may have found traces of blood. A canine may have found some sort of evidence pertaining to Emmanuel, and so sheriff's deputies are now trying to confirm that information and going for the permits needed to begin digging on the tira. Few questions have...
See, I don't know where they were getting this. I've been trying to look around. There's another video I'm going to play related to this. It just makes you think of Noel, too. Is it Noel Alvarez from Texas? The whole thing where they were digging the backyard and digging up the concrete stuff, you know?
Risen whether the baby was ever in Yucaipa at all. What is that?
Oh, the dog.
You okay? Dude, this dude scared me. Don't go over there.
He looks innocent.
Hey.
Hi, baby.
You okay? Dude, this thing just came out of nowhere.
Okay. And I want to play this other video too. And we're going to go over some really interesting stuff about supposedly a 2-year-old that was removed from the house. All this stuff, man. CPS removal. I'm going to mention the guy's YouTube page too to go check out after, once we get to that part.
In Yucaipa, California, and I wanted to jump on because I'm seeing a ton of comments in my comment section. I'm being tagged in other videos. There's a lot of speculation right now that is happening that I want to dive into right here. The only confirmed information is that the 7-month-old was missing. He is still missing. A body has not been found. He's not been found in a dumpster. He has not been located. Cadaver dogs went to the parents' house yesterday. They did find a trace of blood. The amount of that blood has not been released. I want to make that very clear. There's people commenting that it was a lot of blood. No, there was no amount released. And whose blood it was has not been released either. They need another search warrant.
Oh, shoot, sorry. Oh, no.
To go in. We don't know what for, but I want to make it very clear. There's also people posting their address from court documents.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. It keeps doing this.
Now, that address does not align with Cabazon. They dox the entire address. Please do not go to these homes. We do not know who lives there anymore. We don't know whose home it is because that address is for a banning location, not a Cabazon location. I want to make that very clear. Now, there's information that the parents declined a lie detector test, that the parents stopped talking, that the mother didn't say these things. Like, there's so much speculation going on right now. The only thing that has happened, and I want to make this very clear, if you are not local here, the initial story you would have not gotten unless you've seen the screenshots that people have posted. The initial story came from the mother directly to her family, and the family was posting on our social media that night. I was in the parking lot of Big Lots the night that this all happened, and the sister was posting all over social media that the mother said this, and this. That story changed with police officers, which is why they're seeing these inconsistencies. Now, I want to be very clear. The information that we are getting is very minimal. The cops are keeping everything very close to the chest, and that immediately warns me, as someone that studies all this stuff, they know something in this case that they do not want released. They are not asking for local search committees to come up and look for this baby like they do in a lot of other cases. They are not releasing suspect information. They are not releasing much, which means they know something and they are working this case. They're not just not doing anything. They're working this case with the information that they have, but they're keeping it close. And when they do that, it's because they're honing in on someone. So I want to make that very clear. This sister has now deleted her Facebook page and all of the comments.
So that's what somebody was saying earlier. So the sister, we just watched the video, okay? The video with the sister basically defending the family, kind of, you know. And, you know, so now apparently they're saying she deleted her Facebook, deleted the video, I guess,
now,
the
we
comments.
As a community, we have screenshots of honing in on someone.
Oh, Lord.
So I want to make that very clear.
What's going on?
This sister has now deleted her Facebook page and all of the comments. Now, we as a community, we have screenshots of all of those because we take screenshots. Everyone does. So we have that information that they first released, and that's where we're putting 2 and 2 together, that the information now that's coming out is not the same that she released that night. It has changed. Her story has changed. Now, I'm going to go today to Big Lots because I'm getting a little flustered with other creators releasing like maps and stuff and just spewing just lies. They're lies.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to go today and I'm going to show you where this all happened and show you where they're saying her car was. That's not where her car was. I will show you exactly where this all is and why immediately as a community we felt like something was off, because there was no witnesses, no one saw this. And there is a statement that got released that I was looking at the other day, and it was stating that people have commented that they have not seen this child at the practice and that a sibling said the child wasn't there. This is not confirmed information. I am in this community. We have community pages. No one has posted about any of this. The mother hasn't posted that she didn't see the baby at practice. None of this has been posted and confirmed. So please, I would very greatly appreciate it if you guys stuck to looking at what's confirmed and not spreading a bunch of lies. This case is very sensitive. It is a child. I think we all know what the outcome's going to be, but we're still holding on to that little hope in this community that we're wrong and that this child's going to be found safe. And I know that seems naive, but when it happens in your small town, you would think that this would never happen. I've lived here for 33 years and we've never had something like this happen here. So I just wanted to hop on this morning. There's no other information that's been released from last night to tonight. I'm looking at all of our local pages. I'm looking at police articles. I'm trying to see if there's anything that's been updated. Nothing has been updated as of today. Today is Sunday. If anything happens today, I will let you know immediately. Our local police department usually releases like a statement daily on this case. So once that comes out, I'll jump on and then I will be showing you guys where this took place so you guys can see it, so you can see what happened. Now, I'm not going to show the football field or any of that because to me it's not relevant, because that's not where she said that this happened. I know people are stating that we should go look in Cabazon, do all that. I believe that local people are, because that's been released as of yesterday, that like we need to search this area, we need to search that, this, that. And I know a ton of us have been out searching and looking for this baby, so I wouldn't put it past people to be there, but there's been nothing released from law enforcement that they are. Now, Cabazon is a desert area. It's also an Indian reservation. There's a res right by Morongo, kind of where FNN, where he was standing, like right over there is an Indian reservation. So there's a lot that they have to get other authorities in. Also, Cabazon and Yucaipa are in 2 different counties, but it sounds like San Bernardino County is taking the lead on this investigation.
Okay. Let me see if she posted anything. That was a couple hours ago. Okay, let's check.
So I wanted to come to Big 5 to show you kind of the layout so you guys can see it. Before I show you where she parked, that is a clothing store that was already closed. That is where Big Lots was, that is closed down. And that is where AutoZone is, which is where people are saying that she was parked. That is not true. Or where she ran to. Again, that is not true. This is our boulevard. It is 8 o'clock in the morning, and as you can see, there's still traffic on here. There's people walking. There was a lady that just walked by me not too long ago. There's a gas station right over there. But this is at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. It is so much more packed, and I will show you as we're still here the cars that go up and down this boulevard. This is our main street. Like, you could just hear them. They're going up and down. It is what it is. There's cars parked over there. AutoZone's not open yet, but people are just parked there. And then there's homes right here behind it. So with Big 5, there are no cameras on this building that you can see that are over here. Those are fire extinguishers. But she was parked right over here. And the one thing I will point out is everyone was like, oh my God, she parked so far from the entrance, blah, 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 blah. I can't say that that was wrong, because for me, You come in through here. My truck's over there, so I'm not going to go there. The driveway's right over there. You come in, and I always park right in these two spots. The door is right there, but usually, like, the people that work here are parked over in this spots, but people are coming and going to this facility because this is the only sporting goods store that we really have in Yucaipa. Unless we want to go to, like, Redlands or Highland or wherever. This is the only one that we have. But as you can see, as you're looking at this building, there are no cameras on the outside of it. So that is fully correct. The cameras are inside. And it hasn't been released that if they got footage from inside and they know, none of that. Now, there's a jewelry store right behind these bushes. But again, as you can see, it's kind of covered. And even if there were cameras, there is this tree that is in the way right here. So I wanted to show you this so you guys can see. And then as you guys will notice, there's still cars coming up and down this boulevard. There's frequent traffic here, but I'm going to turn around so you guys can see it, but avoid showing my car.
Thank you, Brown Sugar, for the memberships. Thank you.
There's this huge rose bush right here that would kind of block the view of everyone over here. If I come back over here, if I'm parked right there, and again, I'm not going to speculate that it was wrong for her to park here because this is exactly where I park when I...
It is really interesting to see in person. This is Murder by Nature podcast on TikTok. It's nice to see a visual of the place. So yeah, no cameras, at least at the front of this place.
I come to the store way too many times in a week. My children are all in sports. But if you go over here, you can see it kind of blocks a little bit. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And as I was walking away, there's a ton of cars coming in here. As you can see, it just keeps coming in over and over and over.
Okay. Let's see one more here.
I wanted to jump on because everyone keeps asking about the father. I did state that the father has criminal charges. I believe it's felony, child abuse, gun charges, drug charges, all of that. Now, this all right here is speculation. Someone worked with Jake and stated that he should be the first one looked at. And he was the one that committed this crime. Like, it's a long post. I'll try and find it and screenshot it. There are also reports that state that the child abuse was to his child and it caused brain damage, that it was so severe. Again, I just saw the charges. Everything else is just what people are putting in comments and speculating on social media, on Facebook posts. Right now, there is no person of interest in this case. Someone else commented on a post that the mother was smart to lawyer up. The only red flag that we see is the inconsistencies in their story. I showed you.
Right, the inconsistency in the story. The whole lawyering up, I mean, been doing this for so long. I remember there was this crazy story. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how it went. I saw the story on Netflix. It was a true story about some lady, I think, that went missing or was kidnapped or something, I think, and they tied her and the boyfriend up or something like that. She was taken, he was left behind, or I think it was something like that. And she was missing for a long period of time. Eventually she was found, but the boyfriend, I think he was going, I don't know if it was boyfriend or husband, he was going in, doing all these interviews. Yeah, no, I'm being forthcoming, giving. At some point, the cops, I don't know if it was at some point or the whole time, they're suspecting him. And so he's like giving all this information. Then he's just trying to be open, just trying to help. And at some point he realized, like, oh shit, they think I did this stuff. I didn't do this shit. And then I think they thought that it was like she did it to herself or something like that. I forgot the story. But the lawyer thing, it's true though, but you gotta be really careful. But I don't agree with them not cooperating. And I don't agree with the inconsistent stories. And even if you get a lawyer, you still go in there with your lawyer then and like, okay, what do you want to know? How can I help? Blah, 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 you know?
You Big Lots and I showed you what it looked like. It's not...
Is it American Nightmare, American Horror Story?
It's not unusual for her to park where she parked. To me, it is unusual that she went for a mouth guard just because I was on the board for this football team. I know that they have extras.
No, not American Horror Story.
I also know that practice was going to end relatively soon, but they also got all their equipment, I want to say in July, and they give a mouth guard initially. Now, a lot of those kids swap them out because they want the cool ones. my son did it. They wanted cool ones. They have different ones. So it's not weird that she went to get a mouth guard. And they don't have to be like molded or fitted. You literally can go pick one up in Big Five. It is weird at the time that she went to go get the mouth guard. And from the story that is as of now, that is current, that she left her husband at the field with the 4 other kids, but she took the baby. To me, that's a little weird. Just as a mom.
Oh, am I thinking of Sherry Papini? Is that Sherry Papini? No, I don't know who I'm thinking. I don't think it's Sherry. I don't think it's Sherry.
If you're leaving 4, why take him? But I also know, like, at football, it can be a little hectic to have a baby there while you have other kids, while you're watching a practice. Like, that can be a lot. There are very inconsistent patterns that I feel like people are diving into, but I don't want to sit here and speculate on the father from what people are saying online. I cannot verify what the lady in the comments is saying. I just know that he has charges for things. He is on probation.
Oh, American Nightmares, the couple?
48 or 72 suspended sentence for one of his charges, but he's on probation for 4 years. I'll try and get the screenshot to share. I have it somewhere, but I'll try and get the screenshot to share what his charges are. It's honestly everywhere you can find it. So I'll try and locate that for you guys so you can put it in there. But there's no information on what happened, like the actual story. And I know a lot of people are bringing his brother into it. I saw on a post that his brother was involved in a murder, but they covered it up as a suicide. Again, that is just lore from the community and people that know those people. That is not facts. So, yes, the dad has a criminal past. The mom doesn't have any criminal charges that we know of right now, but there is no confirmed information on who those charges are for, what transpired or happened that I have found. I just say the charges, or on the brother. Now, the brother has passed away. I believe he passed away in July. That is what the grandmother is talking about, is when in the interview where she said that she just buried a child or a grandchild, she is referring to the brother of Jake. He died of a drug overdose last month. Now, I also want to say real fast, last night I was extremely tired and I think I called the mother Rachel. I was watching Friends before all this. Her name is Rebecca. So I just want to correct that here because I'm almost positive I said Rachel, and I responded to a comment that said Rachel, and my brain is just braining right now. But I wanted to address this because I'm getting a lot of comments about the father and all that. I will post all those screenshots. You can't get into those Facebook groups unless you're a local member in the surrounding cities or the city. They do check that. So I will try and get those and upload them. I do have to get ready for the day.
Interesting. So you're not allowed to get in the Facebook group unless you're local. We need an insider. Okay. More things that I want to get into. We're going to talk about it. So SF Investigates did this post, and I think I was tagged in it. I thought it was interesting. Even if Emmanuel's mother is wearing makeup, the bruising appears to be breaking up and dissipating more like you would expect to see in a 5+ day range post-injury, after injury. So, sometimes with cameras and videos, it's kind of hard to tell, and even the settings on the device can change how something looks, filters, whatever, but it's over here within 24 hours of an injury. So you would think maybe more like this, or like maybe kind of close to that after 1 or 2 days. When did she do these interviews? The day after? Or the same day, day after? Probably the day after. It was daytime. 1 to 2 days. And he believes here it looks like a 5 to 10 day range with this chart. And then 10 to 14 days. Amber Heard vibes. Oh, Lord. And the other thing, so while there might not be cameras at that business, this is another post from SF Investigates, and it says, I know Emmanuel's mother has said it was unfortunate there was no video surveillance at the Big Five. However, with all the scrutiny, she will at least be able to prove she wasn't lying. If she wasn't lying, because the route from the park where the football practice was held to the Big Five is covered by license plate readers. Cameras. If her story is true, her vehicle will have been captured at multiple intersections along the short 1.7-mile drive she claims that she took with Emmanuel. There's no way to
She said she woke up with a bruise on her eye. I call BS.
Really? Rockman, thank you so much for the 5 and the support, man. There's no way to reach Big Five without passing through LPR coverage, as the city of Yucaipa has aggressively installed them over the years. Below are just 3 intersections along her 1.7-mile route, where her vehicle would have been recorded traveling from the park to the Big Five on Yucaipa Boulevard. So, littered with license plate readers along the way. So, if her timing is accurate, I went here to the store at this time, which they'll be able to at least verify from the cameras. I was there and around this time it happened. They should be able to pick up the cars that came in and out of the area at that time. All the cars. Yeah, the cameras. Yeah, that's the other thing. The time, 1.7-mile drive at the time I described gives a 30-minute time frame. Football 6 p.m. 7 p.m. Rebecca leaves. 7:30. Yeah, that's true. 7:30. Yeah. And the other thing too is we have the cameras along the way, which I'm sure investigators are looking at. Maybe I don't know how good those cameras are. Well, at least they'll pick up the cars. I don't know if they're actually cameras, license plate readers. And I thought this verbiage was weird too. Make sure you feed him and change him. This kidnapping story isn't.
Did they check if the baby was even at practice and awake? They can use traffic cams. I think Dad did it and Mom covering it up. They both are guilty.
Oof. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying on one of the other streams I was covering. They're definitely going to have to go back and backtrack and see who was the last person besides those 2 that saw this baby alive. And when was the last time? Maybe even interview the kids. What about the boyfriend or the ex-boy? Was the ex-boyfriend? Or the ex-girlfriend and the boyfriend that were there at the park. Did they see the baby there? I'm wondering about that too. And this video was a little strange. Make sure you feed and change him. You know. What is the likelihood that Emmanuel is alive? Not likely, in my opinion. And there was this YouTuber, True Crime with Strategic Eyes. True Crime with Strategic Eyes. Is he a cop? Somebody was saying, Jojo sent me this link. This detective from New York has good info. She sent me the link. I guess he's a cop or a detective from New York. Yeah, my over a decade law enforcement experience. So if you want to check out his channel, let me add him. But I'm going to go over some highlights. But let me add him to the description. Okay, put on the description. So he did a video on this story, Emmanuel, and let me just go over some of the notable stuff. Maybe we'll skip a little bit and just listen. But parents stopped cooperating and lawyered up. We know that. We can confirm that everywhere. Rebecca refused to continue the interviews. The grandmother confirmed both parents are no longer cooperating and have retained an attorney. Polygraph refusal, and we know that as well. They've refused. The husband kind of stepped in and said, oops, I don't want to see that right now. Reportedly asked Rebecca to take the test. They asked her, and her husband Jacob refused on her behalf until they had a lawyer. There's claims too that CPS removed one of the other children. Their 2-year-old was removed from home by child CPS services once cooperation started. Let's see if we can
They
listen
probably
to that.
left baby inside hot car during football game and something bad happened and they panicked. Person shrugging.
I thought about that too. Maybe something happened, but I also thought intentional. I sometimes think intentional too. I don't know because I don't want to do that. Sometimes people don't want to deal with a child when they have disabilities and stuff, you know. Where is it? Where's the CPS stuff? Like, I don't know where that's at then. Supposedly the child was removed. Oh, we got to talk about this too. Hold on, let me see. Who is Charlie, the dead nephew of Rebecca?
Spoke about Charlie, who was the nephew that passed away. We didn't know whether Charlie was a child because obviously we just quite possibly lost a child in this family, or if they were an adult. So we got some confirming information from the research crew doing the great work that they usually do. Man, big shout out to the research crew. You guys have no idea how integral they are to the show. So this is Charlie. Charlie is an adult. Charlie allegedly died from a fentanyl overdose.
Right.
Charlie is the nephew of Rebecca. So this is the Charlie. This is his GoFundMe. It says, our hearts are broken after sudden loss of our beloved son, grandson, father, and friend to the silent epidemic claiming too many lives, fentanyl. We hope to honor his memory and help others see the dangers before it's too late. Any support toward burial costs is deeply appreciated. All right. We should be able to see here's Jake Haro. He gave 300.
Okay, so that's the fentanyl thing. There was something else. Let me see here. The information that people were like messaging me and telling me about was it's up here. Where did I put this? Okay. Information about let's see. Okay. So supposedly I see people claiming that the 2-year-old was removed. Foundation withdrew search and reward. The Uvalde Foundation for Kids pulled its search teams and reward money. The group cited troubling details and inconsistencies, saying the child is not missing. This child has been disappeared. This is an unverified claim. Okay, this is unverified. This is like the rumor mill stuff. Unverified claims a day before the disappearance, the parents asked Big 5 staff about outdoor cameras, saying someone had broken into their car. If true, this would suggest possible staging and premeditation. That's up in the air. Rumors and allegations that they were there the day before, claiming if there's cameras, you know. We talked about the criminal background of the father. The other thing, supposedly, grandmother's background and raises question. Her other son was convicted of murdering his girlfriend, shot her in the forehead, and staged as an unaliving. She still claims that her son is innocent and had defended him publicly. The other son. So bad apples in the family, it looks like. Reportedly, parts of the property were dug up. And supposedly to the ex-wife and her boyfriend that were at the football game, reportedly told investigators that they had not seen the baby there. That raises the possibility Emmanuel was never at the field. I wonder if Rebecca ever went to on the field, or she just stayed in the car. Or what was that situation? Was that all about? Was it pre-planned as to have them as their alibis, and they didn't even see the baby, but oh, we were there at the game. I talked about that already, Little Patty, multiple times. They're saying that a canine supposedly had found trace blood, but they didn't say who the blood belonged to or how much blood that there was. I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. So that's unverified. The whole thing supposedly that these people didn't see the baby at the field. Okay. Let me skip to, let me see, no more social, no more reward. Official statement. Let me listen to this right here. Let's see.
There's probably videos from across the street.
Right,
there's no video inside of this particular shopping parking lot, but there's stores across the street. Let's go ahead and pull back up the Google Maps.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The space. It's possible they could have had video surveillance on this. Like or dislike, it's just information on what's happening in the world. We're asking because that's the only way for us to be put into the algorithm so that our show could be shown to a wider audience. And the last thing I'm going to ask is that there's going to be a lot of people who are watching this stream right now. It just my son back. I'm begging you.
Okay. So there's a lot of rumors. Put his link in it if you want to go check him out. There's a lot of rumors going on about Emmanuel, the parents. Let me do a scan too. Used to work with Jake. Oh, this was the lady too. Because remember, we talked about this previously. This was the lady that, let's see. This lady here claims she worked with Jake. Used to work with Jake at Walmart. He should be the prime suspect in all this. I'm not going to get into detail. Why not get into detail? Tell me why not get into... But his previous relationship didn't end so well. He's crazy, and he beat up one of his kids so bad it caused severe brain damage, and the child was not the same. Let's just be real here. Jake should be the number one suspect. Oh, that's a good question. Rockman, did she ever say if she successfully purchased the mouth guard? I would assume no. But yeah, that would be interesting. I would assume no. Damn, the sister already deleted her Facebook. I guess they got to her. The sleuths. Let me just see what else they're saying here. I want to know what the streets are saying. The locals are saying. Yeah, so the whole 2-year-old, supposedly this is according to Emmanuel's grandmother. I don't know. 2-year-old was removed from their home according to Emmanuel's grandmother. She might have the keys to the door. Grandma knows a lot, even though she doesn't think her kids were or her child was involved. Mama's love. All the news articles are talking about the inconsistencies. Because that's what they had to do with that Texas boy. They backtrack everything, every family member, every friend, every whatever was the last time he was seen. And the other story from Texas, it was like months, I think. Last time they seen the baby. I don't know how long this one would be.
from the grandmother, which is the mother of missing Emmanuel. I also have some information that was sent to me by an anonymous source that explains some of the events prior to the alleged kidnapping at the football field with the other children. Now, as we know, the police have already said that there are inconsistencies in the mother's story, and they are not ruling out foul play at the moment. We also know that the father has had some charges in the past that bring up some major red flags. Well, the grandmother in her interview stated that police wanted the mother to do a lie detector test, but the dad would not let her do it without a lawyer present, and that they are now not cooperating with police and have lawyered up.
About inconsistencies within her initial statement that she refused to continue any questioning. And tonight, the grandmother has confirmed to us that the couple is no longer cooperating with investigators and has lawyered up just hours after they made that desperate public plea for their son's safe return.
The grandmother also stated that police have cadaver dogs out at the residence of the family's home and are currently digging up some of the area. Now, we do not know if they have found anything or not, but we do know that scent dogs were sent out to the parking lot, and those dogs did not pick up Emmanuel's scent.
The baby's father does have a criminal record, and the grandmother told us that investigators were out at the couple's home in Cabazon, searching the home with cadaver dogs and also digging up parts of the property.
Yeah, as far as the trace blood, I don't know, like, they didn't say how much. Well, what does that mean? Like, what is trace? Just a little scrape? Like a little what, And where? He got away with it once. Let's not let him get away with it again. What the hell? All right. Well, I guess that's it for now. Let me just do just another little sweep. These are the charges too. Yeah, these are the charges. The willful child cruelty charge. I mean, that's just sus right there. Obviously, that's like a red flag if you ever seen one with the father. Below, this is Jennifer Coffindaffer posted. Below is what someone who is not being truthful looks and sounds like. The both of them. Emmanuel Haro's mother's story makes 0 sense. Where are her tears? Oh, hell nah. Hopefully her phone and her father's phone will lead to baby Emmanuel. Jake Haro has a criminal history related to child cruelty, and that is the plead down charge. The facts would typically support a much stronger charge. Damn. So this is out there. She's saying this is like a lesser charge. God knows what he did. Yeah, sentence suspended. Willful child cruelty.
I fell on the floor, and I said as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I got him out of the car seat, and I laid him down so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hola," and that's all I remember. And I saw white. And a hearing sound, I fell on the floor, and I said as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck, and I ran into Big 5, and I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
The search for this 7-month-old baby boy continues. Police and the family desperate to find out where he is.
I mean, there's so little. I wish I don't know if they've ever released the full thing. I don't think they have. Oh, that's nice. Okay, JLR's on it. sent the request for all the records, affidavits, body cam. There are some of the charges involving missing baby Emmanuel Haro's father. He was convicted in 2023 and is currently awaiting trial on charges of felon possession of firearm stemming from June 2024 arrest. Haro remains on probation. Which means law enforcement does not need a warrant to search his property or belongings as a condition of his probation. Wow. The parents asked the cashier. This is the rumor that's flying around. One day prior, Emmanuel's disappearance, the parents asked the cashier if there are CCTV cameras outside the parking lot and made up an excuse that someone broke into their car the week before. If that's true, man, ooh.
Very telling when mom refers to him in past tense.
I know a lot of people reference that. I saw somebody say that doesn't necessarily mean that they know, but it could be. I don't know, the fraudulent thing. I don't know. Megan Boswell.
If your wife can see this, if she can watch these, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to the person or people that have her that you think they should hear from you?
They should just bring her back. They obviously know like what's going on and like, you know, they need to bring her back home.
Right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. If somebody has her and they're not safe, like, I want them back now. If they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. My kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life.
Do you miss her? Are you worried?
Of course I miss her, and like, I can't tell anything about the ongoing investigation, but I'm sure you all have released an article about the car and stuff like that, so they have a pretty good idea of who has her. I mean, if they're watching, I just want them to bring her back.
Is there anything you'd like to say to them if they're watching?
I just want her back. Yeah, that's my child.
When they usually eat dinner, it was just like, I miss them. Like, I mean, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that or you're not going to get your dessert, you know, and just like, you're not going to get your snack after. I miss that. Like, I miss them, you know, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, you know, Bubble Guppies or something. It was, that's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like, wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Like, her favorite food is like sweet potatoes. She's really sweet. Favorite song is Baby Shark. Just like that kind of stuff. Her favorite food is sweet potatoes. She's allergic to carrots.
She's allergic to carrots?
She's very smart. Like, even she quit her own sippy cup at 6 months old. Or not a sippy cup, but she quit a bottle, I'm sorry. And went straight to a sippy cup. And like, I would leave her snacks on the floor, like in the little containers, and she'd open them up herself and like get one at a time. Like, she's just a very smart, very good baby. And I just want her back.
I just want them back.
Crazy, man. So I hope they're able to find out what happened to Emmanuel. But it does not sound good to me at all. Did you hear about baby Emmanuel's mom's brother who murdered his girlfriend? Yeah, sentenced to 50 years the other day. What is up with that family? Oh. Let me see too real quick. The San Bernardino. I don't think they put anything else out since yesterday. But let's see. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office. No, not about this story since yesterday. Okay. I guess that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to update the story because I kept seeing things pop up. New account from a family member who is cousin with interview on IG. Well, let me see. Who this?
Here live to explain.
Thank you for letting me up. The video pretty much explained a lot of it, but the father, Jake Haro, he was not there. He was actually at the football game that his son Eli was having, and he realized he forgot his mouth guard in the car on the way there. They got to the football game, and she said, okay, I'll go get his mouth guard from Big Five real quick. She went with the baby. He stayed at the football game and practiced with Eli. And that's when everything happened. She didn't even get to go inside to get the mouth guard yet. She realized the baby needed a diaper change and changed it before even going inside.
Was this football game at the Yucaipa High School?
I actually don't know. Normally his practices are over here at the Beaumont Sports Park, but I've never been to one of his games before. It could have been in the Yucaipa one.
Okay. Wow.
I called earlier, but they're just crying, bawling their eyes out. I don't even want to ask them too much.
Are you related to them, or are you a family friend?
No, those are my cousins.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Jake Haro, that's my cousin. Sylvia, she's the one passing out flyers or hanging up flyers. I'm actually getting ready to go over there right now.
I do want to say sorry again, and I think anybody around this surrounding area, this doesn't happen. And to help your family as well get this out and spread the word, really, to bring this baby home.
We appreciate it, honestly. When they called me and said this last night, I didn't sleep at all. I was just praying, crying. I'm just numb right now. It's like you're just in shock. No one ever thinks this is going to happen to you and your family.
Thank you for coming here live to explain.
So I guess that was, Jake Haro's cousin has come on to talk, I guess, on this Instagram page, Russ Jade Media. Okay, thank you for that, for tagging me on that on X. Interesting. Mary, the grandmother, has a son named James Buhausen. He was found guilty of murder of Jalen Amanda Keith in Palm Springs. Here's the article. Let's take a look at that. Thank you, Layla. Let's see. So the grandmother has a son named James. Okay, this is the one that did the murder and tried to stage it. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you for the article. Yeah, it's good to have the article. Palm Springs man convicted in girlfriend slaying, staging death as an unaliving.
But mouth guards have to be molded, so that makes no sense.
Oh, I don't. Oh, do they? Do they have generic ones, Casey? Thank you for the membership, by the way. Almost 2 years. A man was convicted Tuesday of shooting his girlfriend in the head at their Palm Springs apartment and staging the scene to look like she took her own life. Jurors deliberated about 2 hours before finding 35-year-old James Buhausen guilty of murder, rejecting the defense's account that she was driven to unaliving because she was suffering from a painful illness and was upset over her boyfriend's alcoholism. Sentencing is scheduled for August 20th. In her closing argument on Monday, Assistant Director Attorney Michelle Paradise told jurors that the 27-year-old victim, Jalen Amanda Keith, had displayed no unaliving tendencies and had told friends and family that she feared that her boyfriend might harm her. Keith's body was found on March 15, 2017 in the bathtub of the Belorado Road apartment the couple shared. She died from a single gunshot wound to the center of the head. Wow. A 9mm pistol was found beneath her body, which Palm Springs investigators determined was inconsistent with the theory that Keith unalived herself. Based on the positioning of her body in the tub, Buhausen told investigators that he'd moved her body and the gun after waking up and finding her in the bathroom. Paradise told jurors that Buhausen rendered Keith unconscious, placed her into the tub, then shot her while shielding himself from blood spatter behind a shower curtain. So he really kind of thought this out. The defendant told investigators, as well as arriving emergency personnel and 911 dispatcher, that Keith had shot herself while he was asleep, but also made several claims that he thought she'd slipped and hit her head, according to Paradise, who said that a head wound discovered by investigators occurred independently of the gunshot wound and hinted that Keith may have been assaulted in order to stage an apparent unaliving. The prosecutor questioned Buhausen's statements regarding the morning of the shooting, particularly his account that he spent between 10 to 20 minutes searching for Keith after being roused from sleep by a popping sound that he believed might have been coming from the air conditioner. Paradise emphasized that the apartment was about 430 square feet and the bathroom would have been easily visible from the couple's bed. Damn, that's pretty tight, 430 square feet. She also described Buhausen as a gun enthusiast who regularly went shopping and should have known what a gunshot sounds like. Paradise told jurors that the couple's relationship was deteriorating over Buhausen's alcoholism, which led him to undergo rehab stints and triggered several arguments between the two. Paradise quoted a December 28, 2016 text from Keith to a friend in which she wrote, "James has been drinking for the last 4 days. This might be the end for us. This tops it all." Damn. So this was, James had been drinking for the last 4 days. This might be the end of us. This tops it all. According to Paradise, Keith had come to a breaking point in their nearly 5-year relationship and was going to leave if he couldn't stop drinking. On March 14, the day prior to her death, Keith texted family members that Buhausen got psycho on me during an altercation in which he smashed his cell phone and screamed at her. Paradise said Keith was going to tell him that she was leaving after he sobered up and said she was afraid things would get physically bad when she told him. In one text, she relayed to a friend that Buhausen had taken a pistol out of his gun safe, which scared her and caused her to take the safe keys and hide them, Paradise said. Paradise vehemently denied that Keith was unaliving, would kill herself, and that even Buhausen told police that Keith never expressed any unaliving feelings. Buhausen's attorney, Greg Johnson, argued that a bladder syndrome that caused Keith substantial pain and was another stressor on their relationship pushed her to take her own life. Yeah, that's dirty, man. He said 2 internet searches were made on her cell phone referencing interstitial cystitis. One on March 12th on IC depression, and another on March 15, about 40 minutes prior to when Buhausen called 911 on IC unaliving rate. Paradise countered that Buhausen used Keith's phone to call 911 and was seen using her phone after investigators arrived at the apartment. The prosecutor called the searches a red herring and an excuse to plant a seed because this is supposed to be made up to look like an unaliving. She said Keith's doctor said her illness was stabilized and that her medication was proving to be successful in controlling her pain. Johnson contended that Keith was in more pain, both physically and emotionally, than she let on to loved ones, and described her relationship with Buhausen as the final straw in a rough life that included losing both parents and her home, which burned down shortly following her father's death. In the months following the girlfriend's death, Buhausen quit his job, moved back to his hometown in McAllen, Texas, where he was eventually arrested by Palm Springs investigators on October 18th in the parking lot of a shopping center. Wow. What a twisted family. Is that a gene? Murder and death and child touching kids or hurting kids? What the hell? Wow. And grandma's still holding him down. She says he's innocent. Wow. That's a crazy story. Let's see if I've posted anything else or it's the last thing. Wow. Yeah, that took me for like a whirlwind. I might have to make like a little map or some type of guide or something to keep track of all this stuff. Not looking good. All right. I guess that's it for now. Thank you guys so much. Happy Sunday. You guys be safe. Ikemel and the family harasses the Keiths online. Do they really? Oh. Lord. We'll definitely keep following the story. That poor baby. I hope they find out what happened to the baby and that they find the baby. But yeah, it's not looking good to me at all as far as if the baby is alive. Baby.
There's a story.
Cinema's covering the story too. He did a video last night. I don't know if he did anything today yet. I might check him out later too. He has some good videos and stuff.